This might sound like blasphemy, but I had more fun watching Timmy Trumpets and Edwin Diaz collab when Edwin came in for the save against the Dodgers than I did watching the 2022 Field of Dreams event. Like, whose idea was it to have the Reds and the Cubs? I'm still mad about that. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy, and welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today, including the catch of the year, maybe by Brandon Nimmo down at the Big Apple. Nolan Arnado with dash strength is just not fair. He is a human cheat code. And speaking of cheat codes, Shohei Ohtani, he did it again. He made some Major League Baseball history. Now, before we talk about the games from yesterday, I want to mention that every single subscriber that we get in the final month of the season, I'll be donating 1 penny to Stand Up to Cancer. So if we somehow get 80,000 subscribers and get to 500,000, that's almost $1,000 donated. So I want to end the season on a high note. Tristan McKenzie was on the bump taking on the #1 prospect in baseball, Gunnar Henderson, and his team, the Orioles. Tristan walked in a run, which was not that fun to watch because I'm a Guardians fan. You guys know that. And look at that cut. Not only the baseball swing, that cut, but check out the haircut as well. That is some serious lettuce. I want to see the stat cast on that flow. 430 feet is no cheapie, so Gunnar goes yard in his MLB debut. Jordan Lyles is an ace every other 6 starts, and of course, he did it against the Guardians. The dude carved us up for 7 shutout innings, and Ramon Urias took Eli Morgan deep, which is a serious problem. Eli Morgan is giving up home runs left and right. The Orioles needed that W because we all know the Twins are red hot, and the Blue Jays still have a great roster. I think. So let's talk about those two teams, the Twins and the Blue Jays, before we get into Jacob deGrom and the masterclass with Timmy Trumpets. The Red Sox were tasked with facing a blistering Twins team who I think had won 5 in a row, but Xander Bogaerts, he made sure that Billy from Stranger Things was not getting a W. Tell me Joe Ryan and Billy do not look exactly alike. Anyways, JD Martinez went yard, and Xander drove 1 more home in the 6th inning. Michael Wacha tossed another quality start. He struck out 7 over 6 frames. The Boston bullpen tried to cough it up. It's now 6-5 going into the 9th inning, where Matt Barnes, he's really trying to regain some confidence. Once upon a time, he was one of the best strikeout relief pitchers in baseball. He closed it out for his 4th save. I think he lowers his ERA to 5.5. Toronto had their work cut out for them early as Ian Happ scored Suzuki on a 1st inning RBI single. Nico Horner knocked around Mitch White for 2 more runs on a double in the 3rd, right before Ortega drove in 1 more. Mitch White was electric to begin his Toronto tenure, but he's been scuffling as of late. Franmil Reyes went vintage Franimal on this one. He let the ball travel, and then he blasted 1 the other way. The dude now has 4 home runs and a 125 OPS plus in his first 87 at-bats for the Cubs. Alejandro Kirk made it super interesting with a 3-run nuke off of my former teammate Eric Ullman. We played on the Warriors together, but Zach McKinstry and Rowan Wick, they sealed it, and the Cubs come away with a W. Now take a look at the AL wildcard standings. This final month is going to be an absolute dogfight for a few teams. I'm talking about the Guardians, the Twins, the Blue Jays, the Rays. I mean, heck, the Yankees might even. I don't know. What a matchup this was. Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in baseball, facing up against all-star Tyler Anderson and his team, the Dodgers, the best team in baseball. Jacob was striking out everyone to begin this one, and Starling Marte treated his pitcher to a 2-run Oppo Taco. Mookie cut New York's lead to 2-1 after hitting his 32nd home run, tying a career high. Jacob got torched again, though, as no, he didn't. Brandon Nimmo takes it back with shades of Endy Chavez back in the playoffs. I think it was like 15 years ago or something like that. deGrom went 7 innings. He struck out 9. He has a 1.38 ERA, something crazy on the year. And out came Timmy Trumpets to get everyone hyped up for Edwin Diaz, who made light work of the Dodgers' meat of the order. He gets his 29th save. Ronald, he was back in there for the Braves, so you already know that the Braves are probably going to end their 3-game losing streak. Austin Riley has slowed up just a tiny bit, but is looking to catch fire for the boys after that 2-run moonshot. Ronald, no joke, hit this one 445 feet while basically being on 1 knee. Look at that grimace. We know that his left knee is not 100%. He is a warrior, though. He's probably going to play every single game regardless of how his knee is feeling. Kyle Wright went out there and dominated for 6 strikeouts over 7 shutout innings, and I'm just really happy that he got over his early career struggles because he looked terrible in his rookie season. Rookie Michael Toglia made things interesting with his first career home run. This came off of Kenley Jansen, who ultimately closed it out for his 30th save of the year. Now, I just want to mention that the Yankees, they're a good team, but they just had their worst month since before I was even born. They went 10-18 after this loss. The worst month that they've had since 1991. I would have been -5 years old when they went 9-19 in that month, and all because of one man, or should I say one fake man, because he is 100% not from this planet, maybe planet Cybertron or something. That is Shohei's 30th tater of the year. It is a 3-run go-ahead moonshot directly down the middle. I think that Garrett Cole made a good pitch, but his defense let him down. We're not going to talk about that. Shohei Ohtani is the only human to ever have 30 home runs and 100 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same season. He's done that twice now in back-to-back years, and he became the first player ever to have 30 home runs as a hitter and 10 wins as a pitcher. So that is just stupid. Herget, he has a scary ninth inning, but he got the job done. Like, at this point, it's getting ridiculous. You have to call up Oswald Peraza. You have to call up the prospects, maybe Anthony Volpe. Like, you got to say F it if you're Brian Cashman, because the Yankees are playing uninspired baseball right now, unless your name is Aaron Judge. If the Rays win this next one, they will be just 6 games back of the Yankees for first place. At one point, it was 15.5 games for the Rays. Drew Rasmussen and Trevor Rogers, they were locked in for the first 5 innings. Rogers, he's having a bad season. I mean, he went from a 2.64 ERA last year to maybe being the worst starter in baseball this year, while Drew Rasmussen threw another gem. He didn't allow a run until John Birdie tied it in the 6th inning. The score stayed tied into the 11th when Manuel Margot laced an RBI single. I'm really excited to see what the Rays team can do when Margot is back in the lineup, as well as Wander Franco, hopefully in the next few weeks. Eugenio Suarez has been infinitely better for the Mariners than his Reds counterpart Jesse Winker. Suarez now has 25 home runs, 75 RBIs. Like, yeah, he Ks a lot, he strikes out a ton, but he has a 130 OPS plus and a 4 WAR that is very good. Marco Gonzalez was mid at best. He gave up 3 runs over 6th, but Seattle, they're going to have to fight back because they lost the lead, and that's where Abraham Toro, I feel like I haven't said that name in months, he came in clutch to reclaim the lead, and Ty France extends it with a bases loaded walk. Paul Sewald, he is disgusting. He notches his 17th save. So the Mariners and the Rays have both won 3 in a row, and they're both sitting pretty as the top 2 spots in that wild card. Also, the Mariners are 41-19 over their last 60 games, which is the best in all of the American League. The Phillies and the Diamondbacks, they're just trading spankings. I guess they're into that. Anyways, these are always tough to recap because of the amount of scoring that happens. So let's test the copyright gods, shall we? Bryce Harper singled in Hoskins, and from there, multiple Phillies players went on to have multi-RBI nights. Gene Segura and Matt Vierling, they both had 2 RBIs. Brandon Marsh easily had his biggest game as a member of the Phillies. He went 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs. I love to see it. The Eagles, the Phillies put up a stupid 18 spot just one day after allowing 13 to the Diamondbacks the day before, so it looks like the balls are juiced in Arizona. They're really not, but the ball flies there. Trey Mancini singled home Jose Altuve in the 1st inning, and Corey Seager answered right back with his 29th long ball of the year. He also has a 4 WAR on the season, just like Suarez. Altuve came up with a few runners on in the 2nd, and he made sure that Christian Javier was going to have a lead yet again. Fast forward to the 4th inning, where we see Kyle Tucker teeing off against Martin Perez, giving Tucker RBIs 83 and 84. Christian Javier was just like Marco Gonzalez, mid at best, as he gave up 3 earned runs over 5 innings. His bullpen had his back, though, as Montero closed it out. Side note, I just want to mention this. Marcus Simeon stole his 20th back, so he is now the 3rd player in baseball this year with 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases. He's the 2nd Ranger after Adolis Garcia. I think Ian Kinsler and Nelson Cruz once upon a time did this as a duo. The Brewers are trying to get some payback after Pittsburgh beat them the game prior, and let's see if they got the W. Milwaukee couldn't muster anything off of Pirates starter Zach Thompson, but as soon as he came out, the feasting began. Willy Adames tied it on an RBI double, and Narvaez, he secured the lead with an RBI groundout in the 6th inning. Keston Hiura and Luis Urias, they both put some baseballs in play for RBI singles, while Mitchell and Yelich were both given free RBIs. Now, I know we clowned on the Brewers a lot because of what they did at the trade deadline. It seemed like they got worse, but Josh Hader, he has not been the best with the Padres, and they called up Garrett Mitchell, so they're still alive. They're not a bad baseball team, but yeah, that trade deadline was weird. Now, before we talk about the Cardinals, the division rival of the Brewers, let's talk about Josh Hader's new team, the Padres. Joe Musgrove finally looked like a guy that is worthy of getting paid all of that money. He looked like first half Joe. Maybe it's because he was pitching with the lead, I don't know. Manny Machado now has 83 RBIs, and former super prospect Luis Campusano drove in Will Myers as Machado popped off again. He's sitting 306 with 85 RBIs now. Musgrove did end up getting into a ton of trouble, but he did strike out 11, only walked 2. That's still very solid despite allowing a few runs. Josh Hader, I can't believe it. He was thrown into the fire, and thank God he converted, because I'm not going to lie, I was starting to feel bad for the guy. Nolan Arnado is having one of the most insane seasons by a third baseman ever. He's hitting 306 with 28 home runs, but he also has a mind-bending 16 defensive run saves with a full month to go. That 2-run blast tied it up, and nothing happened for a while, so we're going to fast forward to the 13th inning, where Albert Pujols, the machine, unties it on a sac fly, and Lars Nootbaar is proving that he's here to stay. He has 10 home runs and an almost 140 OPS plus, while playing pretty good defense in left field, center field, right field, wherever they need him. Andre Pallante through the final 3 innings. It's not Piante. I looked it up. I promise you I'm right. He got the W, and the Cardinals are still 6 games ahead of the Brewers in that division. Now, Usually I would talk about this stuff in the intro, but it just happened as I was recording. So Carlos Martinez, you guys remember he used to be a superstar pitcher. He was a 2-time All-Star. He has been suspended for 85 games for off-the-field issues, and this comes after he was already suspended 80 games for taking PEDs. It is completely inexcusable. His time in baseball should 100% be over. He was given a second chance, and he blew it in the worst way possible. I don't know how Bobby Witt Jr. got his hands inside enough to hit this baseball 445 feet, but then again, he's Bobby Witt Jr. White Sox huddled together in the dugout and said, we need to do this one for Tony, as AJ Pollock and Elvis Andrus, they both hit home runs. Lance Lynn was frying people all night. He struck out 8 and allowed just that 1 run to Bobby Witt Jr. Jose Abreu drove in his 61st RBI, and Liam Hendricks did Liam Hendricks things. He now has 29 saves as the White Sox pick up a W for their manager, Tony La Russa, who is going to be out for the remainder of the year. Now, baseball-wise, that actually is good for them, but as a person, I hope that he recovers quickly because it's health-related, and we never want anyone to get hurt, even if they're a bad baseball player or a bad manager. Anibal Sanchez went into this one looking for his first win since 2020, and the A's are not a bad matchup to make that happen. No offense, Oakland fans. Josh Palacios, who is the brother of Richie Palacios of the Guardians, he tied it at 1 run apiece. Luis Garcia gave Anibal the lead, and Luke Voit doubled the lead. He's been struggling with getting on base, but 5 home runs in his first 25 games for the Nationals. That's pretty cool. Ildamaris Vargas, he finished off an insane August with another RBI. He almost hit 330 with a near 370 on base percentage, so he had a really good month of August. Sanchez does get his first W in over 2 years, and yeah, that's it. Guys, that's going to do it for today's recap. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Remember, we're donating 1 penny for every subscriber that we get the final month of the season. And without further ado, enjoy the Web Gems.
There's a ball hit down the line, slicing, and it just does.
Oh, he
caught it! And the throw all the way back to first. It's in time!
He's leaping up. So it got, all right, he picked it before it got the wall.
Coming in is Allen, still coming in, and look at Cruz out of.
Allen made a good decision.
Get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
Starting to carry at the wall, Yastrzemski, and he leaps and he makes the catch.
Off the end of the bat, but that's into left center field. Taylor cuts it off deep. Vaughn is digging for second. Here comes Taylor's throw, and Vaughn is going to be out.
This is into right field. Haas is flying, and he gets into third base. Playing second, tag applied, and Carpenter is cut down at the holding down right field and throwing him out at second.
Look, Mitch Haney riffs.
High fly ball, left center. Hicks back. He's on the track, and he leaps to make the play in front of the wall.
Romey's got it. What a catch! Oh, he timed it perfectly.
And he rubs.
This Valleca, who played at UCSB.
Iglesias cut it out. What a play by Iglesias.
See what he told him?
Ground ball, diving stop, Hayes. Long throw, and he
Got him.
Miller light moment.
What a dive. Not the accuracy and strength on this throw.